and welcome back to my channel. Today is a video for those with vaginas. If you don't have a vagina, you can stay. You can get some tips for, you know, the people in your life who do have vaginas. But I mean, if you're gonna stay without a vagina, thank you. Thank you. A couple things before we even get started. If you see mounds of shit in the background, it's because I'm going through my clothes. I'm going to be donating a bunch of stuff, and I'm also going to be selling a lot. So if you are interested in shopping some of my used clothes that I am going to be selling, it'll all be on Depop soon, I think. We'll see. And also, just because I know a lot of you are going to be curious, this sweater is from Killstar and it is pink. I know, it is like Barbie goth. So anyway, moving on. Today I am going to be telling you guys how I kind of manage my period while I'm trying to lose weight. You know, kind of the tips and tricks I use. Obviously everyone's body's different, especially when it comes to your period. So I mean, my tips aren't going to be foolproof, but hopefully, you know, hopefully what I say will kind of like trigger something in your mind that helps you find a better balance when it comes to your period and weight loss. I have talked about my period history a lot on this channel. Probably a bit too much. Before I lost any weight, so when I was over 300 pounds, I had very, very heavy periods that were just not fun. Since losing weight, however, my periods are much smaller and much more moderate when it comes to like pain, I mean size, obviously, everything like that. So I did just want to throw that out at the beginning of the video. If you are bigger and you're experiencing really bad period symptoms, there is the possibility that they will, you know, get better as you lose weight. Like this video. Okay, so my first tip for when it comes to your period and your weight loss, and honestly I think this is the most important tip, and that is to just not fucking weigh yourself at all. Just don't do it. It is very, very common to gain weight during your period. Actually, I would argue it's more common than not to gain weight during your period. When you have an increased spike of estrogen, which is what happens during your period, your body is just more likely to retain water and bloat. So when you do weigh more on your period, it's not like you've gained fat. It's not like, you know, you've been slacking on your exercise regimen, anything like that. It's just water retention. And when it comes to water retention, the only thing you can really do is wait it out until it's gone. I just feel like it adds unnecessary stress if you're stepping on the scale during your period and you're like, why did I gain 5 fucking pounds? Because I'm pretty sure the average is like 2 to 5 pounds weight gain. So I just don't fucking step on the scale. I'm like, why do that to yourself? Like, why would I do that when I can just live happily in ignorance? And if you do weigh yourself, which you should not, because I just told you not to, remember that that weight will be gone after your period if it is actually water weight and it is not weight you're gaining from all the ice cream you're eating. Bitch, put the ice cream down. And I guess that kind of brings me to a really important part of how I prepare for my period when I'm trying to lose weight, and that is to plan your meals. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm not saying plan special like period meal prep. Oh my god, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is just make sure the shit that's in your house is shit that you're not gonna like go to when you're crying on your period and just eat all of it. My thing, not even when I'm only on my period, but just in general, is chocolate. So I cannot keep chocolate in my house. If chocolate is in my house when I'm on my period, that chocolate does not stand a fucking chance. It doesn't. So I just don't keep it in my house. Like, I just don't. However, in all seriousness, chocolate or dark chocolate is actually a really, really good thing to eat while on your period. One, it satisfies your cravings, because who doesn't love chocolate? And I know a lot of you are probably like, ew, dark chocolate, but I am a dark chocolate lover. I swear, once you start eating dark chocolate and go back to like milk chocolate or like, you know, not as strong chocolate, you will look at that chocolate and be like, this tastes like watered down garbage. But anyway, dark chocolate has a lot of magnesium, which is actually a nutrient you lose a lot of while on your period. So eating it kind of like helps replenish that nutrient. I also recommend fruit while on your period, because sometimes you're just craving sugar, not necessarily chocolate, not necessarily like ice cream, anything like that. It's just the sugar. So if you can like satisfy that craving with fruit, then things are looking up for you, because obviously fruit is much lower calorie than you know, chocolate cupcake. So I definitely recommend keeping that around your house. I love grapes. Frozen grapes are so satisfying to eat. I can't really buy grapes though, because I will eat them all in one fucking sitting. I have a grape addiction. Does anyone else have a grape addiction? I swear it's a thing. I also recommend having low calorie snacks like you can eat a lot of in your house. So one of my favorites is popcorn. I feel like when I eat popcorn, it takes longer if I eat it correctly. If you eat it slowly, it like takes more time, satisfies the craving. You know, just don't pull a me and go bleh. Just remember that when you fuck up on your period or whenever, like, it's not going to derail all your progress. It's completely okay to make mistakes, especially when your emotions are running high during your cycle. But like, I know people who do not exercise at all on their period because it makes them feel better, which is completely okay. I know people who will schedule, this is actually great advice. I know people who will schedule cheat days during their period so that they know that when they get emotional, when they want that chocolate, they can eat it and not feel bad about it. I actually have a period tracking app. There are a ton of them in the app store. They're free, and it actually allows you to input your period, and then it does predictions on when your next cycle will start and end. And I find that to be very helpful. It's usually very accurate. It's just very helpful because, you know, I can schedule a cheat day on this day, or you can schedule certain meals for certain days. You can be like, this is going to be my second day of my period, and I know on my second day of my period I really crave salt, so I'm gonna eat Pringles that day. I find that when you plan ahead, it feels like you have more control. So if you are someone who kind of feels guilty when you eat poorly, just plan to eat poorly that day. Plan to have a cheat meal, and then, like, you know, that guilt will kind of be lifted. I am already a very emotional person. I'm a very sensitive person. So when I'm on my period, it's like, you know, multiplied. I will cry at commercials. I will cry. This one time I was on my period and I was really emotional and I went into my cupboard to get a banana, and my bananas weren't ripe enough, so I just lost my shit. I was just crying and holding them and like crying over, why aren't you yellow? Another tip that I have, which is not appropriate for YouTube, so I'm gonna say it really quickly and hope that they don't catch on and they don't demonetize me. Okay, that tip is to have an orgasm. Or a few orgasms, whatever you're for. Okay, so now on to exercise. Your exercise is gonna be very dependent on your own body, and it's very important to listen to your body and what it's telling you during your cycle. For me, it actually helps to exercise. And when I say that, I don't mean like super intensive exercise. I'm not at the fucking CrossFit gym, you know, throwing shit in the air and catching it with my mouth. What I mean is I am walking, like just very leisurely walking, because I find that, I don't know, it feels good on my body to be active while I'm cramping. It relieves some of the pressure. It also allows me to, like, you know, get out of the house and stop thinking about how much I hate my life at that given moment. I know a lot of people do yoga. I do not do yoga. I'm not fucking flexible and I hate yoga. But a lot of people will do very leisurely forms of exercise just to relieve some of that pain. Just keep the body moving. I find that when I don't move, I actually cramp worse than when I am moving. So I have had period days where, like, I do not want to leave the bed. And like I said, that is completely okay. Do not feel like you have to move if it's going to cause you pain. Like, it's one day, you know what I mean? Like, skipping one day at the gym is not going to fuck you over. And I get really angry at this mentality that I see a lot within the weight loss community. The idea that, like, you have to exercise no matter what. Like, there are no excuses. If you don't do it, you're a fucking failure. Like, if you are in pain, do not exercise. There are excuses. And the excuse is that it feels like someone is stabbing your fucking uterus. So yeah, like, if you're in pain, just girl skip it. Like, it's fine. Just go back to exercising the next day and you will be fine. Another really important tip is to drink a fuck ton of water. If you are like me, you bloat like a bitch on your period. I bloat really, really badly. Just drink a ton of water and flush it out. Water in general helps bloating. I also recommend avoiding super high sodium foods because sodium causes bloating, causes water retention. Just drink a lot of water. Stay very hydrated. It should help you feel better throughout the day. For me, high fat foods make me bloat really badly, so I will not eat super fatty foods except chocolate. There are also a lot of teas that help you with bloating. I know a lot of people really swear on tea for anti-bloating. However, just be very aware that these are anti-bloating teas. A lot of these teas will market themselves as like fat loss teas. That is not the case. They're just helping flush out water weight, which in turn makes it look like you've lost weight, and really you just lost water weight. Do not fall for the slimy marketing schemes of a lot of these companies. And then finally, I would say my last tip is to eat multivitamins, not just on your period, but in general. It is actually very easy to be deficient in vitamins. It doesn't matter what diet you follow, like almost everyone is deficient in fucking something. So I recommend multivitamins, especially during your period, because when you are losing blood, you are losing iron. If you're already anemic, then you definitely want to be taking vitamins. But when you're low on iron, you're very tired. You bruise really easily, like you just feel pain a lot more. So I definitely suggest multivitamins if you are feeling fatigued. Well guys, those are all my tips on how to survive Shark Week, how to survive your period. Like I said, some of them might help you, some of them might not. I definitely suggest and ask you guys to leave some of your tips down below, because I know a lot of you guys like to read each other's comments, and if you have like these amazing tips that I skipped over or I just don't fucking know about, I would love for you to leave them down below. If you like this video, please remember to like it. It really helps my channel out a lot when you like my videos. It makes them more discoverable in the YouTube algorithm. I don't know, at least. I mean, I read a lot of like YouTube conspiracy theories, so please help. And then if you are new here, make sure to check out my other content where I talk about how I lost weight, everything like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye! Fuck your Bible,